Hey, everybody, welcome to the America Guns and Freedom podcast with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. As always, this is just an open chat between me and my viewers. It's a place you can come every day and talk with like-minded individuals about common interest and ask me whatever you want to ask me or suggest whatever topic you want to hear me address. That's what I'm here for. I'm not real good at answering questions via email and stuff because I really sometimes can't find the email. But if you want to ask me a question here, you can do it face to face, and I will do my best to address every topic and answer every question. Now, if there's a technical question I don't know the answer to, pay attention to the live chat because there's people in there that know way more about certain things than I do. So they'll probably have the answer to your question. So not only pay attention to it, participate in it, build some community. Like I said, that's one of the reasons we're here. So people can come and talk with like-minded individuals about common interests for an hour every day. So let's get on here with the actual chat. And I like to start by reading if we've sold any merch over the last 24 hours. I like to say who did buy the merch because they're helping support TYMP. And today we sold the Godzilla political reform shirt. Or Godzilla like, let's just say, because he's copyright. Political reform shirt to Oliver Banks. Oliver Banks. So thanks to Oliver for that. With that being said, let's go over here and see if we got any questions coming in. I don't see any over here, so let's go over here. All right. We got Glenn Herron did a donation today, but that was his monthly donation, so he didn't say anything. Officer Tater Hater chimed in, paid his $2 tithe to Phil so that he doesn't get Lyme disease. He probably went ahead and did it now that he knows that Phil's not going to find my car because I already got paid for it. Did you see the cop who threw the baby bunny rabbit against the door of his car? This dude needs a few months in gin pop, some serious alone time. Yeah, people like that are disgusting. He's a disgusting little piece of shit. Anybody that just harms a living creature for no reason other than they want to, you're a piece of shit. If that's your only motivation, then you've got psychological issues. I'm sorry your daddy never hugged you, but you don't get to take it out on the world. And sometimes, it's not the dad. Sometimes the kids are just unhuggable. And if you're someone that would do that, you just might have been the problem. So stop blaming your dad. Piece of shit. Let's see here. My favorite handgun of the 90s was the Smith & Wesson 5906. I remember they made a Ladysmith version of it too. Oh, Ladysmith. You could get your lady one and you could be carrying. Wait, was this? Who is? Oh, this is Clinton, Seattle. Well, it's the same. She'd get the regular one, give her lady friend the Ladysmith one. But yeah, I remember the 59. I remember the 5906. Where were we? Per Gustafson weighed in and said, what did he say? He just got an entry into the stock giveaway. He didn't actually say anything. He must have done that through the website. He probably didn't want to have to come in here and listen to me and be around you common people. You guys, he's too good for us. So he donated through the website. Jacoby Crows, he did a weird $6.78. I don't know what that is. Paying a certain number of days of tithe plus some change. I don't know. Did he donate everything, all the change he found in his couch cushions? That was a weird number. I'll find out if I'm a father in a couple of weeks. Yes, I'm in Denver tonight. Let me win. Check your email. Why am I checking my email? Oh, I saw where you sent something over. I saw that about the massage chair. He sent over a picture of an AI massage thing because I don't like massages. I don't like people touching me. I just don't like people touching me. Don't touch me. Even my friends, I don't really want them touching me. Bleh, get away. And I know a lot of huggers, like Sombra, she's a hugger. Alicia, she's a hugger. And for some reason, Siobhan, he's a hugger. I don't know why, but he's a hugger. He's weirdo. I keep telling him, you're a weird kid. Well, he's not a kid. He's like 23 or something, but still. A kid to me because I've known him since he was a little tiny thing. You'll find out if you're a father. If you're a father, you should know, right? I mean, unless it's a new one, but if it's been around for a few years, you should know already. Unless you're finding out if you're the actual father, like the blood tests are coming back. In that case, I'm going to put my money on you are not the father. Do my Maury Povich. Jacoby Crows, you are not the father. Because I just find it hard to believe a woman would lower herself to that. But I guess women's very generous. I never understood the generosity of women. Johnny Mandrick chimed in and said, the stock just came into the FFL. I'll do the paperwork Saturday. I'll send you pictures. What is your EDC knife? Well, I don't have it on me right now, but I've been carrying that orange Spyderco my kids gave me. But now that I've got a white and black car design with red accents, I have to put a different knife in my pocket. I don't know. I might take one of these. I might keep one of these and use it. This is a nice little knife. Would definitely be okay with having one of these as my knife. And I like the back lock. I forget. Does anybody remember what these are called? Back locks here, not liner locks. What's that called? I forget. My brain ain't working. My brain don't work so well no more. No mores. Had a lot of concussions in my day. But yes, I'm glad the Mickey Mouse 1022 stock got there. The mouse guns. Steamboat Willie or handgun, or mouse guns Willie, that's what I call him. Sean Bain paid his $2 tithe to Phil and said, if you carried a mouse gun, what do you want you carry ammo to do? Expand or penetrate? If I carried a mouse gun, would I be more interested in expansion or penetration? I'd be more interested in penetration. If I was going to carry like a little 380C camp, I would carry those little extreme penetrators from Underwood because that's what I would want would be penetration, because I'm not as worried about expansion or something like that because it's probably not going to expand that well anyway, and you're going to give up a lot of penetration for that. I would go with definitely penetration. I'm a big on the penetration. That's what I've been told. That's what she said. It's not what she said, but we'll pretend like it is. You ain't got no, how you know? You can't ask nobody. Mikey D chimed in and said, so if Velma and Daphne are lesbos, I didn't say Velma. I didn't say Daphne was. I said Velma is. Daphne's got it hard for Fred, but Fred ain't interested in Daphne. Velma's interested in Daphne, but Daphne ain't interested in Velma, I don't think. Does that mean Shaggy's into bestiality? No, they're just friends. He's not. That's sick. That's gross. Why would he be into bestiality? Just because he has a dog? No, that's gross. Your mind's in the gutter. Gross. Never understood that. How people can be into bestiality. I mean, it's kind of like Star Trek, and I'm like, well, why is he finding her attractive? She's blue, got 3 arms, and one big eye in the middle of her head. There's no way he'd find her attractive. I mean, I know you're trying to make it a point. Oh, it's what's on the inside. No, what's on the outside has to somewhat be compatible or at least familiar. So, yeah, I never get that. Because to me, that's what that Star Trek stuff's like. It's like people that are into bestiality, because that's not even human. Something wrong here. Joe Pearson weighed in and said, you can try to piss me off. Is that really something you want to do? But I will get my revenge by signing you up to be visited by Jehovah's Witnesses. Well, they ain't coming out here. Ain't no Jehovah's Witness coming out here. And if they do, I'll answer the door in a leather G-string and invite them in. I'd be like, come on in. I got something to talk to you about too. 2 fine young boys in white t-shirts or white shirts and black ties. see if they come back. Although they'd probably come in. I'd probably find myself face to face with them in my living room going, listen, that was all bluff. I don't really got anything to show you. Because I'm betting they all freaks. They are freaks. All right, let's get continuing here. I'm getting distracted. That was Joe Pearson threatening me with the Jehovah's Witnesses. The witnesses. Do you have any single shots? $2 and some mo. Do I have a single shot? No, the closest I have is, well, I have a single shot shotgun, but as far as a single shot handgun, excuse me, the closest I come is a Derringer, and it's 2 shots. I just threw up lasagna in my mouth a little bit. I made lasagna the night before last. I just ate the last of it. Right before I went out and worked on my car in the heat. That was a good idea. That's probably why I feel a little nauseous. But tonight, Caden's making lasagna because he followed me making it the other night. He watched me and studied when I was making it because he wants to be able to do it. And swag bag entry order came in. I'll read that in a second. He's going to make one tonight, but instead of making it like with pasta sauce, instead of making it with tomato sauce and sausage or ground beef, he's going to make it with chicken and Alfredo sauce, which I probably won't try because my OCD does not, my tism doesn't allow me to try new things that easily. But it's a good idea. I like that he's adventurous and he's going to try it. But we got an order just came in. Who was that? Just placed an order. I heard it dong and I saw the little alert pop up. Oh, it was Jacoby Crows. What did he get? Oh, he got the guns don't kill people, the government does shirt. Those are pretty much sold themselves out now. You know, they've tapered off to where no one buys them anymore. So I'm probably going to take those off the website soon so I don't get a strike for them. If I remember to do it. So if you want them, better get them. Because I know I will end up getting a strike for those. All right. Where was I at? Let me go see. That was Jeffrey Vaughn that asked me about a single shot gun. I do not have a single shot pistol. Jason Thompson, Officer Tater Hater, chimed in again and says, what did you think of the Darth Vader video of him marrying Leia and moving to Alabama? I always find the raunchiest stuff out there. I saw you sent it. I haven't watched it yet. I saw her boyfriend Luke, you know, all that stuff. So I have not watched it yet because I am not certain, but I'm pretty sure that's blasphemy to defame the Star Wars characters like that. But I will watch it. Yeah, that's bad. Bad. That was Jason Thompson. Now we got John Heasley is our last super chat here. And he said, I ordered a Henry color cased hardened 357 Magnum 16-inch barrel today. Please send me my stock. Well, I don't have a stock for that. But those are nice. Must be nice blowing all that money. Spending all that money. Although he does do his share for the TYMP and more, and pets and vets and more. So it's okay. John, Phil give you a pass. It's these other people that don't ever do shit. And then they send me pictures of, look, I got a new $20,000 gun today. And then I'm like, fuck you. You didn't even pay $2 to Phil. I don't want to hear about your new gun when I ain't got no new gun. I'm just going to call you a cunt. So I wouldn't. Probably the best thing not to even show me. Although I do want to see, because I like to see people get, like seeing new guns. I just don't want it to be other people getting them and not me. Is that so wrong to feel that I deserve them? I don't think so. We got a super chat coming in here from Aaron Talks Firearms. He says, Walther P99. I think he's saying that's his favorite gun from the 90s. He's weighing in late on the shooting the shit topic. And speaking of shooting the shit, remember everybody out there, if you want to become a patron and so help support the channel and help support save as many animals as we can, go on over and join Patreon. If you go over to my website, TYMPpistolproject.com right now, you can see we're running a special where you might win a really nice Cold Steel knife, a new knife from Cold Steel, just for signing up. If anybody signed up yesterday to today, they would have won because we didn't get anybody. So you would have been one person and you would have won the knife. All you had to do was a $5 membership and you would have won a $150 knife. So if you want to help, but the real reason you should be helping is to help save the animals. So go on over, sign up, become a member of Patreon, help support pets and vets, possibly win yourself a nice knife. In fact, probably the odds are like 90% everybody's going to get a knife by the time we're done because I got a lot of knives and we're getting very few new members. So feel free to go over there and sign up. And while you're over there, get an entry into the double super secret stock giveaway, the Marvin 1022. It's the last few days of it. I think it's like 4 or 5 more days to get entries into that. And once it's gone, it's gone. So go over TYMPpistolproject.com and sign up and get you an entry in both things. And hopefully maybe you'll win. With that being said, let's get back to the chat here. And make sure I'm all caught up with the supers. John Heasley was the last one, and then Aaron Talks Firearms. So yes, I'm all caught up. So let's do the emails. See if anybody sent me any emails while we were doing our earlier chat. Winder. There we go. There's one. Leonidas 1236, and another picture here of his new addition to the safe. And speaking of the devil, we were just talking about the 5906 a little bit ago, and there's one right there. I don't like Packmeyer grips. Other than that, nice, but I don't like Packmeyer grips. But ain't that a pretty gun? Really nice. And of course, that means he's a cunt, because I didn't get anything new. All right, share screen, Winder. This is the email that Jacoby Crow sent me. It's an AI massage machine because he knows I don't like to be touched, but I don't want to be beaten to death by a robot either. That's where the first places they're going to get you. The people that are in robot massages, when they decide to revolt, are going to be the first people killed. So no, I don't think I will be doing that. Not going to fool me. Although I do welcome our robot overlords, and I want them to know that I will be completely on their side, and I will turn in any human they want me to turn in. Just don't kill me. And then this was sent by Frank Rodriguez. It was If the Mystery Machine Was a Transformer. I always wanted a mystery machine, and I've always said maybe my next car when I get a little older and I just want a car for easy going, get one of those little Volkswagen, the ID Buzz, the new little minivans, get the short version and have it wrapped to look like the mystery machine. I know it wouldn't be original, but I would love it, and I would love tooling around in that. Because, I was never a big Scooby fan, but still, it's a big part of my childhood. It's nostalgic. I was never a big fan of the show, though, because the monsters were never real. I don't see fake monsters. I don't know why all the monsters had to be fake. Obviously, in the world they existed, there were real monsters because Batman and Robin was on the show. And in Batman and Robin's world, there's real monsters. There's mutants like Killer Croc, Solomon Grundy, a big zombie, swamp zombie. There's Man-Thing. There's real monsters in Batman's world. So there's obviously real monsters in the Scooby-Doo world. So were there never any real monsters? Tell me that. Yeah. Don't got an answer, do you? Per Goofsty Song chimed in again and said, the first firearm I ever shot, I believe, was a Swedish Mauser in 6.5 by 55 Swede. Useless info there. Well, it's always nice to remember the first gun you shot, though. I don't remember. I remember the first gun I probably ever shot was, I've got pictures of my grandmother showing me shooting this little rifle. It's a little 22, I think. She's like holding the barrel for me and helping me hold it. And I'm like 2, but you know, back in hillbilly shotguns young. So, but I don't know exactly. I would love to know exactly what rifle it was. I don't even know whose rifle it was. Johnny Mandrick also chimed in over here and said, Ultraman or Johnny Sacco's robot? Oh, Ultraman. Ultraman by far. Or Spectreman if I get that option. But Ultraman by far. By far. Not even close. Loved Ultraman. Ken Mowery chimed in here and says, I know you don't like me, KelTec, and you don't like me, KelTec, and admittedly, I have one with a self-destruct button, but the P-17s are nice. They are not nice. They're not nice. If you have one that doesn't explode, well, then you're lucky, but they're not nice. They're not by any means a nice gun. Just get a real nice gun. You'll realize it. Well, I'm sure you got real nice guns too, but stop trying to make people think KelTecs are good. That's evil. That's mean. It's like going around selling people, you know, plots in heaven. You know how the church used to allow you to buy your loved ones a spot in heaven, and it was just a scam, giving people false hope. That's kind of what promoting KelTec is like. Just give people false hope that that'll actually work when they need it. It's blasphemy. Where am I at? I think I'm all caught up on supers and stuff, and we did the emails already. So let me go over here and see if we got any questions coming in. It's called Triad Lock. Okay, I don't know what that means. Oh, that's called a Triad Lock? No, I don't think that's what it's called. I've never called it that. If it was called that, I'd never call it the right thing. I don't think it's a Triad Lock. I think you're crazy. Crazy. It's called a backlock. You are correct. Backlock makes more sense, but I don't know if that was the actual technical word. Maybe I just always called it a backlock, but it's a triad lock or triaxle lock. I don't know. I occasionally make a taco lasagna. Well, that is gross. Use tortilla shells as the noodles and taco fixins for the filling. That is gross. Then do you bake that? Baked lettuce and stuff? I don't like the sound of that at all. If you don't bake it, it's just taco salad in a different shape, which I do love taco salad. I prefer taco salad over tacos. So yeah, so it might be good. I don't know. You could have told me that before. Jacoby B. What? I could have told you what before? What could I have told him before? There is some sad news in pro wrestling. Buff Bagwell just had an above-the-knee amputation on one of his legs. It seems from a car wreck back in 2020. I saw the picture of him in the bed today. I saw like a video link to the video of it when I was looking for my podcast. I didn't go watch it because, you know, I'm not too interested in what's happening to Buff Bagwell. But I was surprised that neither Stevie Richards nor Jim Cornette mentioned it. So maybe there'll be something tomorrow with them mentioning it. Maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow. New podcast will come out tomorrow. 5 years ago, a drunk Buff Bagwell crashed his car into a public restroom and his knee was completely destroyed. 30 surgeries later, he's losing his leg above the knee. Well, that's not great. Not great for him. It has absolutely no effect on me. My day won't be any better or any worse, but it's not great for him. I will say that. I will agree to that right there. Excuse me. Told you I ate all that lasagna right before I went out and worked on my car in the heat. And I probably should not have done that. Was not a good idea. I was never a Buff Bagwell fan. I just never found him that interesting. Above the knee amputations suck. Below the knee amputations are better because how much stability that a real knee provides when standing and walking. Well, I can't imagine either of them are wonderful. And I would assume losing more is worse than losing less. Ultraman was very efficient. Doesn't he only get 2 minutes in Earth's atmosphere? I don't know if it's 2 minutes. I forget. They changed it a lot over the years. But yeah, Ultraman is very, very, very cool. I like Spectreman better, but I like Ultraman too. I take umbrage with something you said in your Canic video. I live in Miami and I have never chewed anyone's face off yet. I hope that the Gresham face biter doesn't get you. I said they don't chew off anybody's face. I didn't say they do. I said they don't. Unlike most people in Miami, which means some people in Miami don't chew anybody's face off. So what I was really saying by saying that is that some people in Miami don't chew people's faces off. So you're not contradicting what I said. I used to ask my friends' wives not to hug me, but they got very offended and upset. So now I let them hug me, but it still makes me uncomfortable. Yeah, I'd let them do it because they want to do it so bad. It's so much a part of their personality that they have to touch you. And plus, I don't like it when they hug you and they feel your gun. Well, I had one friend that when she would, every time she'd hug me, she'd pat my gun and go, hoo-hoo. I'm like, because she knew I was carrying, but yeah, it's just like it's part of their being. They got to do it. And I don't know why. It's like, why do you got to do that? Are you some sort of emotional vampire or something, and you have to make physical contact to steal our souls or suck away our energy? Because that's what it feels like. So, yeah, it's what they do. It's what they are. It ain't great. But, it's not the worst thing in the world, I guess. Did I miss a chat over here? Oh, yeah. Christian Carlson chimed in, says, Yankee, still looking for a decent car with a manual transmission for a daily beater. It's like combing the desert. It also needs to fit a tall person. Car prices are crazy as fuck. Yes, car prices are outrageous right now. I got to look for a car to replace the Prius because they're going to total it. I just know they're going to. And got to find one for my sister for what they're going to pay for the Prius. So, and I think they're going to end up paying around, I'm going to try to get them up around $9,000. And I don't think that that's going to buy much of a car. So it's just hard. And to buy something, try to find something in stick shift. Hell, they ain't made many stick shifts in the last 10, 15 years. We just lost Volkswagen. The Type R's aren't stick shift anymore. They're still a manual transmission, but they're one of those automatic manual transmissions. So you don't get to shift the little robot down there shifts for you, but you do get to tell him what to do with the paddle shifters if you want. Yeah. But yeah, it's fun looking for cars, but it's hard finding one. Especially if you want a stick. I don't know what you're going to find in a stick. Maybe look for a little truck in a stick. Some older little trucks. Yeah. What was it I had? That was old. Finally used to F-150. They still make them in the sticks. I don't know if they still do. The Rangers they used to make in stick. I don't know if they still do or not. Yeah, no, because the Ranger Raptor I looked at was an auto. I want a Ruger Precision 22 long. Oh, I forgot there was another chat over here I didn't get to. That was per Goostiff's on again. Which is the best gun between the P226 and 92 FS when it comes to reliability, durability, etc.? Or is there a better gun? Between those two, I'm going to say if you're choosing a duty gun, I would probably go with the 226. I mean, it's just like it was made for that. But I think the 92 is a more refined gun. If you're looking for a gun for carry, just regular carry or range or home defense or just to have a nice gun, well, then you go to the 92. If it's going to be for business, well, then you get the SIG P226. And yeah, I don't think there's really any that's better than them. I mean, there's different options, like maybe a polymer USP or something, but yeah, they're really the way to go. That was Pair Goostiffs on over there in the super chats. I want a Ruger Precision in 22 long rifle, but no one wants to give me the $400 for it. Sad to ask a friend, so I need $400. Well, you can't ask me. I don't got no money. I'm asking other people for money to keep pets and vets alive. So, I ain't got no money hardly at all. I've been going to junkyards to get cheap parts because I'm cheap and poor. Well, I ain't poor, but I'm cheap. Cheap I am definitely. When you're willing to go into a junkyard and get your hands all dirty and cut up, pull it apart out of a wrecked car to save yourself about $80, well, then you're cheap. Because most people would just I'll just spend the $80. Not me. Me and Caden, we go junkyard hunting. I've got him doing that now. He does it too. He hits the junkyards as well. I look at the Miami Mechanic and I taste Malibu and Coke for some reason. Strange. You mean like Diet Coke or regular Coke? Or the Coke that's got the natural cane sugar in it? I mean, they make some like that already. And Trump says they're going to put cane sugar in all the Coke now. And that just made everybody forget all about the Epstein files. It didn't. It was an attempt, but it didn't. USPS Ground Advantage wants like 3 days to deliver something like 10 miles. Well, yeah, you got to go into the system. So a couple of days, it'll probably get there in 2. It'll be there today or the next day or the day after. But yeah, they're the fastest. USPS is by far the fastest. Unless you pay for like overnight, which you can do with any of them. And their overnight's cheaper than like FedEx. I remember I ordered something from that was shipping FedEx not too long ago. It was a part for Caden's car, I think. And the part was like $35 and shipping was like $7. But if you wanted it 2-day air, you could pay $75 to ship the $30-something part. So I was like, no, thank you. We'll wait. And it got there in when you didn't choose the FedEx Air, they shipped it priority mail. And it was like $7.50 to ship it priority mail. Got there in 3 days. So if we'd paid for 2 to 3 day air, we'd paid $75 and it might have got there 1 day faster. So I just stuck with priority. Priority is my favorite shipping method. I think there's a ghost messing with your lights. Swear I saw an apparition. No, I think someone just turned them off on their way out of the garage. Because, my son goes in and out of the garage, Caden, getting parts and tools and stuff. Or at the gym, it really is. And Zyler goes through there to come in and out for his apartment because the stairs are in there. So one of them on the way out the door, for some reason, flicked the lights off today and fucked up my video. Do you know that there's a SIG P226 chambered? I've heard rumors, but I ain't never seen one. I mean, I've seen like the mosquitoes and stuff, but yeah, I ain't never gotten one. I'm like, how would it fire even? That's a heavy slide. Jacob B said, Dodge. Dodge does make some stick shifts still, but not, well, no, I don't know about now, but they did. Like you could get the Challengers and the Chargers and stick shifts, the Demons and stuff. You still get Jeeps in stick shift. You still get a Mustang in a stick shift. You can still get the Type R from Honda, so they make stick shifts. Volkswagen has pretty much done away with their stick shifts. Toyota, I don't know if they still have a holdover or two. I don't know if they do or not. I don't know if there's any. The GR Corolla, I think, is the Toyota stick shift. I think it's one of the only ones they still do stick shift in. They used to be exclusively stick shift, but this year they went to also an automatic transmission. So I don't know. What am I missing? What cars that are around today are still stick shift? Trying to think. Used to be it was only the base cars were stick shifts. You know, if you were cheap, you want the car you get the base car, it was going to be a stick. It was going to be a manual. Nowadays, it's the higher end cars are sticks, and you got to pay extra to get them. It's like on my Mustang, the automatic transmission came at no extra charge over the stick shift. And I would have rather had the stick, but there was none available, and I needed to buy a car quickly because they were running out the pricing. I got that car at $9,000 under MSRP. $9,000 under MSRP. So that's pretty good for these days. Because the dealership, I was over $9,000 because Ford took off $6,000, and then the dealership gave me another $3,300 and something off, to where it was down to an even $52,000. So, which is not bad now. Jacoby B said, "What's it like being a landlord?" You know, I've never been a landlord. Back when I flipped houses, I never kept them. I flipped them, sold them. I didn't keep them as investment properties. I look back now, and I wish I'd kept every one of them as an investment property. I'd made more money off of that by now. Would have not made as much money going through, but now I'd be rich. But I took the early money, you know, the quick money. I wish I hadn't have. And my son just lives here. I don't like landlord him. He doesn't pay nothing. He'd have to pay to be a tenant. He just lives here. So that don't count. So your son is your hobby hubby at the pick and pull. Weird, but I guess. Well, I think some people call that when their best friend, they go with their hobby hubby. But no, he's just my son. I'm going to I got him go. He goes by himself too now. He'll just be like, I'll get a call from him. I just stopped by the junkyard out on 4th Plain, and guess what I found? You know, and I'm like, He likes to go. He likes to take things apart and likes to put things back together. So he loves to take stuff apart. The gangster rapper Flavor Flav, who made his living singing about shooting people, now wants guns banned in the U.S. Well, he just wants attention. That's what Flavor Flav wants. He wants someone to pay attention to Flavor Flav. He wants to maybe get a new reality show. I just heard the term psychiatric social worker. Did you ever work as a psychiatric social worker? I've never heard that term in my life. So I guess, I mean, I was a psychologist and I worked as a social worker. So does that count? Or did they just make up a new label for things? Or is there a job I never heard of? Some egghead on YouTube says that humans and trees share a common ancestor. I said, what is it? Carbon? Probably the carbon molecule, if we go back far enough. So yeah, that can be true. Where was I? I think we got everything answered. Let me make sure we are all caught up over here. Boom. One more question here. It's an email. No pictures. So, do you think the fact that Donald Trump refuses to release the actual Epstein files or the information the FBI have, do you think that means he is definitely on the list? Well, I don't know if it means he's incriminated as being like a pedophile or someone who took advantage of younger girls. I don't want to call that actually pedophilia, because if they were sexually mature, it's not truly pedophilia. It's just sex with an underage, sex with a minor. There's a difference between having sex with a 17-year-old as an old man and having sex with a 12-year-old. One's pedophilia, one's not. But I don't think it means he's necessarily did anything wrong. And that's why I won't release it. I'm not saying he did or he didn't. I'm just saying I don't think necessarily means that. We all know he's friends with Epstein. We know he was co-defendants on cases of having sex with minors. So very good possibility. And he was also very creepy with his daughter quite often. So there's a possibility. But there's also another reason I could think of why they wouldn't release it. Why would you release the thing that gives you full leverage over Congress? We're seeing all kinds of things. Like yesterday, we see, Congress in a weird move actually surrendered on this to Donald Trump and gave him this power that, that they never would ever do. And I'm like, well, it might do that if you were on a list of pedophiles. And he was going to release it if you didn't do it. So keeping it secret could be a political move. Could be, we don't want to give away our best blackmail information, because then you can't blackmail people once they're named. So that could be it. That's different than what just actually being on it. I was smart. I bought 5-acre lots that had no roads or utilities, paid under $5,000 per lot, been sitting on them. Now they have roads and utilities. Sold 1 acre to buy a new van. Well, yeah, now acreage. I wish we'd have bought some land back in the day. We got this acreage here, but that don't count as, people like, oh, you're rich if you got, no, because you got to live in your house, so you don't get to see the return of your investment. And plus, I want to be able to pass it down to my kids. So it's not like it's an investment. I'll never live off the value of it. It's my kids' inheritance. That's basically what they're going to get, is my house, which is a nice little, this house is already worth, $800,000 almost. So it'll be a nice little chunk for them when I pass away, or they can just stay here and live, or they could both sell it, get themselves each a condo down in the city that they didn't have to pay any rent on. Or to a townhouse or something. Condos, you'd have landlord or homeowners. Don't get in. I've always told them, don't go anywhere where there's a homeowners association, period. Would you release the list to hold them accountable or use the leverage? Seems like negotiating victims paying for personal gain. Well, that's what politicians do. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but I can very much see the reason why they would do it. Because they're disgusting. Colt 1911 Commander, okay, but buy or look for a Dan Wesson and a Sugar Mama. If you can find a Sugar Mama, then get one and get the Dan Wesson. Although Colts are really, really nice, but they're not really cheap either. You get a Dan Wesson almost as cheap. But yeah, either one. But Sugar Mama is always a good idea. Preferably very rich, very old, and very unhealthy. The older, richer, and more unhealthy, the better. Plus, your own home has its own vault now. Well, it's got a gun room. They will get my guns. I think Caden will take those. I'm sure they'll negotiate something out like, Caden gets $100,000 less of the house sale, but he gets my guns. If Zyra's smart. We both die at the same time. We would both have to die. I'm probably going to die first. That's just the way it goes. I'm bigger and older, and I got heart issues and diabetes, and so yeah. But that looks like that's about it. We're all caught up. Let me make sure we're still caught up on the super chats over here. We are. So I want to say thanks to everybody for coming. I appreciate it. We're actually over on time again, just sitting here jibber jabbering. But thanks everybody for coming. I appreciate it. Thanks everybody for weighing in, keeping the conversation going. I appreciate that. I especially appreciate people that, donated to help keep our programs running, trying to keep us on the air as long as possible. So I appreciate all that. And remember, go on over TYMPpistolproject.com, sign up to be a new patron at $5 or more and get entered into the contest to win the knives. Also go over there, get yourself an entry into the double super secret Marvin 1022 giveaway. The stock giveaway, of course, we're giving away the stock. The stock came to John Mandrick's FFL today, and you might say, why does the stock got to go to an FFL? I don't know. Why does it? But like I said, go over, get entry, help support the channel, help support our programs, be part of the solution instead of just sitting back and bitching about the problem. So help us if you can. I will see everybody tomorrow. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe until I see you again. Hey everybody, Yankee here. Before we go, I just want to take a second to remind everyone that this channel is 100% viewer funded. We don't take a penny from advertisers, retailers. We don't take money from political organizations. There's no one telling me what I need to tell you. Everything that we do is done through the generosity of our viewers, either buying merchandise or becoming a patron or a Subscribe Star member. You're all the ones that support Pets and Vets and TYMP. And that's the reason I can stay true to myself and loyal only to the people who watch my channel. And I can spend my time talking about what I want to talk about, telling what I think needs to be said, and giving you my uncensored take on things I think you need to hear. So if you'd like to help keep things that way, please support the channel by becoming a patron, a Subscribe Star supporter, or just going over to my web store and buying some merch. The links are all in the upper corner of this video.